Hi everybody, this is Kristen from A Voice and a View, here to do another video. And today's healing lesson is called What Should Stay in My Life and What Should Go? Ask Spirit for help. So the reason why I'm doing this video is because so many things are leaving our lives, forced or not. We are elevating. The frequencies are shifting between the solar flares coming from the sun. It is changing and activating our DNA. We are getting downloads and upgrades. Codes. Okay, codes. And the more healing that we do, the more we leave room for these activations within us, okay, to elevate our frequency. And for those that have not done the work, for those that have not healed what needs to be healed within themselves, they're going to have a hard time adjusting. Okay, this will affect some people's mental health. Okay, I had to turn my ear on. The constant battle. You are going to see individuals having a hard time not being able to hold the light. Okay, and this could be anybody around you. This could be family or friends. Sorry, I'm sweating, guys. Could be family or friends that you've known your whole life. They could be changing. You might not be able to recognize them anymore. It's like they're changing into different people, and I want to mention this, guys, because this is a hard one. This is not personal. This is spiritual. And you've got to try to look at it this way. People are changing left and right. And there's a reason why you are not resonating with that person anymore. You know, this could be your best friend that you've known for years. This could be your partner, you know, your wife, your husband, friends. I mean, it could be anybody. But people are changing. And they're having a hard time holding the frequency. And you're noticing a lot of individuals leaving this plane. And if you've been paying attention, you've noticed a lot of people that you might have idolized. Famous people leaving. Some carry a very dark frequency, guys, and doing things in the dark that are not of the light. And but pay attention to this, because it's been happening for years, especially the last year or so. You're noticing a lot of important people leaving. And you'll also see individuals leaving by their own free will, if you know what I mean. This is why, guys, I'm on here talking about healing. Because a lot of individuals hold dark energy, and they're having a hard time. They're having a hard time being at peace with themselves, finding peace within, and having a hard time dealing with what they've done in the dark. You know, they might have been controlled for a long time, and all of a sudden they are forced to see what they've been doing that they may not have realized that they were doing because they've been controlled. They've been brainwashed. They could have entity attachments. Who knows? It's all different for everyone. Sorry, guys. But the people in your lives, you know, you might be going through people not feeling comfortable around you that have been around you for years. They might be acting differently or uncomfortable around you, or you may be uncomfortable around others that you've known. You might be going through a divorce. You might be realizing you need to go through a divorce because you are not resonating with that person anymore. You might be feeling distant from so many. And realize that a lot of this is because of frequency changes, because we're all going through a shift. Understand that, again, this is spiritual and not personal, that we are the spirit, you know, the soul. We are not the body. We are the soul. And a lot of the darkness that people carry is either being exposed or being shown to them. And a lot of them don't want to deal with it. A lot can't handle it. A lot have not done the shadow work. And so they're changing. And especially if you're around a lot of individuals that carry a lot of dark energy, because that energy can transfer to you. Which is why it's very important to understand your energy and understand who you're around. Because that energy will transfer. But I'm on here today because sometimes we tend to blame ourselves, you know, and not understand why someone is acting a certain way towards us. Sorry, a message just came in. We tend to blame ourselves for situations that we've been in that changes a relationship, changes the people around us, the way they look at us, you know, and we constantly blame ourselves. So I want you to get out of this. I want you to stop putting so much pressure on yourselves. Okay? Souls that have not done the work will blame you, will tend to blame you, because we are mirrors to each other. They will blame whatever happened fully on you. And understand that they have their own darkness to deal with, and it's not your problem. If they haven't done the work, they might try to blame you. They might start nitpicking at you. They might push you away. They might not resonate with you anymore because, oh, that was beautiful. A bunch of birds just flew by. Because they see your light. Because, oh, and they're flying right at me. How cool is that? Confirmation, guys. Cool. Came really close to the car. flying right at me, but they will see your light. If you have done more healing on yourself, if you have released a lot of the darkness off of you, whether that's through therapy, whether that's through meditation, so many different ways, if you've dealt with your pain and suffering on a big level, they're going to notice it. They are going to start to feel uncomfortable around you because we are mirrors. And they might not resonate with you anymore. So they might push you away. They might start acting different. They could get mean. They could try to hurt you. Every situation is different. But understand that they are dealing with their own demons, and sometimes their demons are going to really be shown to them because your light will expose them. And they don't want to be exposed. They don't want you to see them. Your light is bright. If you have a purpose, a bigger purpose here, okay, and I'm talking to the Divine Collective. I mean, anyone that's listening, great. I hope you learned something from this. But to the Divine Collective out there, when these things start happening, know that it's happening for you and not to you. There's a reason why it's happening. You are being shifted out of that relationship. You are being shifted out of that reality. You are being moved to a different timeline. And I've talked about timeline shifts. Timelines are confusing, but you can always shift to a different timeline at any time with any big decision you make. Every big decision that you make and to change, to elevate yourself, will put you on a different timeline for the better. Okay? Because we are always meant to grow. We are not meant to stay stagnant. We are not meant to do the same things over and over again. Because if you do that, you're never going to have a different result. It's always going to be the same thing, constantly. We are meant to constantly change and grow and evolve. Make better decisions, because when you know better, you do better. But some don't want to change. Some don't want to do the healing work. They might want to benefit off of your energy because you've done the healing work. You know, there are energy vampires that will steal your energy. But at the same time, they are going to be uncomfortable around you because your light exposes their demons. They see the God presence in you. They see the light. And some would rather just stay in the dark. This is all part of the process. This is the better way. This is what is meant to happen. And if you are seeing red flags in people, if you are seeing people change and you just don't understand them anymore, they're making weird decisions, changing so much that you just don't know them anymore, okay? You are being redirected away from them. You know, these are the red flags that I'm talking about, and it could be anything in your experience out in the world. You could be shown in so many different ways. But pay attention to your vibes. Pay attention to how you feel around that person. Because you have this frequency to you that will guide you, that will help you understand someone is changing. Could be for the better, could be for the worse, whatever. But there's a reason why you see a lot of people getting divorced right now. Certain groups being dismantled. Friend groups that don't resonate with each other anymore. Friends that you just can't be around. You might see a bunch of people in your experience like totally disappear, guys. You just won't see them anymore. They are taken out of your experience for a reason. We are shifting timelines. And the more healing you do, within going in yourself, opening up your chakra system, the 7 chakras of the body, the more you learn about your chakras and do this work, the shadow work, look it up on YouTube, the more inner healing you do. And this is what I do, guys. I sit in meditation, I sit in a chair, focus on my heart space with my eyes shut and meditate. And I relive experiences. I don't avoid them. I relive my trauma. All my trials, tribulations, pain, suffering. I relive them. And I cry it out. Your tears are important, and God counts your tears. This is how you get the darkness away from you. You give it to the universe. And the light is activated within you. The more you do this, the more peaceful you will become. And the less your pain will control you. But the more work you do on yourself will reflect in your outside world. Because your energy will attract that energy towards you. So here's an example, guys. If you get out of a relationship that has been traumatic, that has been abusive in any way, physically, emotionally, whatever. If you get out of that relationship and you go into a new relationship, you're going to attract that same energy until you heal what you haven't healed inside yourself. Whether that's self-respect, whether that's, trauma that you've gone through. You want to resonate with someone else that understands you and what they've been, you've been through the same experience. But once you heal that part of yourself that faced that trauma, you're no longer seeking it out. You're no longer going to want to resonate with that unhealed space in someone else. So, once you heal whatever you need to heal, you will attract better. You will become a magnet to that energy, and someone better will come into your life. Okay, every time you do the work, every time you look your pain directly in the eye and say, I'm not dealing with it anymore. I'm going to heal within myself what I don't want to deal with anymore. I don't want it to control me anymore. Every time you do this, you are going to attract better into your experience. It's amazing how it works, guys, but it's true. This is what I have found in my own life. This is the process that I've been doing for years. And you will finally get to that point where you just won't take any crap. You won't want to people please. You won't let people trigger you. You won't let people take advantage of you. And you will stop accepting that negative behavior in your lives. It's amazing. I've seen my own transformation on what I used to be and what I am now. And when people are upset around me, I don't want to deal with it. Go do it somewhere else. But I don't let it trigger me. And a lot of times it just doesn't bother me. I just walk away. You know, it still happens once in a while, but I'm pretty good at not letting things bother me like they used to. The unhealed spaces that used to be inside of me have changed because I've done a lot of the work. I spend a lot of time alone in hermit mode, out in nature. I do a lot of grounding, go to the lake. I don't like to be in big groups. I protect my energy. And I don't let a lot of negative energy around me to affect me. But you will notice when you go through this process that all these individuals around you are going to change in different ways, depending on their journey, depending on what they've allowed in their lives, what they accept in their lives, and what they have to deal with, or what they deal with. And so many people are shifting everywhere. And you're going to see a lot of letting go. But I want you to be aware of this. And I don't want you to take it upon yourselves like, you know, what's wrong with me? What's going on? What am I doing wrong? Why are these people upset with me? I did this, but it just blew up and it just got so much worse. And, you know, understand that it is the light that is changing within you. You are activating the light, and this is part of the process. This is a cycle that you're breaking. You have learned some of the lessons that you were being shown to grow through. And when you do this, things are going to shift everywhere in your experience. And it's not something to where you should down yourself in any way. Okay, and stop blaming yourself. Stop asking what you're doing wrong, because I went through this, gosh, for so long. And the thoughts looped and looped and looped in my head, right? I kept saying, what did I do? You know, this happened, but it just went crazy and everybody turned on me. Don't get stuck in this, because I went through it and it turned really nasty. Okay? You've got to let people go. Just let them go. Let them do their thing. If they don't want to do the healing work, then they are on a different path than you. Stay grounded. Look for other things in your life. Look for passions, hobbies, other distractions than focusing so much on the negative, on what happened to you. Okay, and why you've lost your best friend, or why all of a sudden you don't connect with your spouse. Okay? Things are meant to happen, and everything is in divine timing. And if something is not working for you, you will be shown. You know, ask Spirit for help. Ask Spirit to show you, no matter what the cost. Spirit will show you. You will be shown a lot of negative things, probably, in your experience, and who people actually are in your lives. But know that this is part of the learning process. This is part of learning lessons. This is part of growing and working through your trauma. You know, it has a lot to do with so many things, but just realize that this is meant to happen. and stop focusing so much on what you did wrong. Okay, because if these things are happening in your life, it's a good thing. It may not look like a good thing, but it's a really good thing, because you are being shifted to a different path. And sometimes, guys, if you don't change, if you're being shown all these red flags and you're not listening, Spirit will shift you on your own. Or on His own. He will shift you. He did me. He shifted me huge. I was shown over and over again. And I wasn't listening. But if you don't shift, the universe will shift you. If you have a bigger purpose here during this transition, you will be shifted, whether you like it or not sometimes. But you will receive warnings. You will receive red flags. You know, you will be shown in your outside world what you need to change, what you need to leave behind, who you need to leave behind, what you need to heal. You know, addictions that you need to let go of. There's so many different areas of our lives that are given like a spotlight, right? This, and this need to be addressed. And I'm being shown as well things. But if you are having a hard time out there adjusting to the changes, know that it's for a purpose. Okay, you are being redirected and protected from whatever's going on in your lives. You are being shown that you need to change. You are being shown to let that person go, or let that thing go, or stop dealing with certain behaviors from others. Let them go on their own path. You cannot control someone else's path. They have to deal with it themselves, because we have free will. So if they don't want to make good decisions or change their lives in the right direction, then you have to let them go. We all have a different purpose, and no one is more important than the other. We all just have different purposes. Don't ever let anyone degrade you or make you feel less than, because we're all connected. We're all connected in the spirit for the divine collective. There are dark souls out there that can no longer stay hidden, and their agenda will be shown, and sometimes in a very public way. But you have to let people go on their own path, and whatever they have, done, or whatever energy they have put out into the world will come back. But that's not up to you to help change them. It is up to you to go in your direction and in another direction. Something that is, in a different direction where you can grow and make better decisions and choices. We all have a purpose. It's finding that purpose. And when you get redirected, when people are pushing you out of their experience, when you don't feel uncomfortable, or when you feel uncomfortable around someone, when it just kind of gradually happened and you didn't understand why, understand that Spirit is redirecting you. God, the Holy Spirit. God is redirecting you on a different path to different people, to your soul tribe, to others that resonate on a different frequency. And those people will be magnetized to you, depending on what energy you hold. It's all frequency and vibration. Energy is everything. And you will know when you get certain vibes around others on who you want to be around and who you don't. And don't blame yourself on why someone is acting differently towards you, why they're changing. Just understand that you're on a different frequency. And hopefully you can heed the signs and move forward in a new direction where Spirit will guide you. But yeah, that's it, guys. I just wanted to address this because I went through it in my own life and I didn't understand it, and I looped and looped and looped around in my head, right? My brain was on overload constantly, and I was blaming myself on what I did so wrong, why everybody turned on me, why I felt so uncomfortable around going to certain places and being around certain people. And it was because I had gone within myself and done so much healing work that I made others uncomfortable around me. I was shining a light on their demons and they could see me. They could see my light. You know, energy is everything. The more healed you are, the more is going to change around you. You know, again, people don't want to, well, not all, but some, don't want to do the work on themselves. And whatever way they are treating you, that's how they feel about themselves. Because we are mirrors. Okay, guys, that's it. This is Kristen from A Voice and a View, and stop blaming yourself. Move forward into a better experience. All right. Love you all, guys. Bye.